Now, you all have stupid monkeys too. Sorry, but none of you are that smart. You all have stupid monkeys too. Now, it's your job to control those stupid monkeys. Do you have any idea how many doctors I know who are disgustingly overweight and unhealthy?
Yes.
And they're doctors?
And they're doctors.
Do you have any idea how many personal trainers I know
Oh.
who look like absolute garbage?
Yes. Sad.
Just because you have the knowledge means nothing.
Yeah.
I have all kinds of knowledge personally that I don't follow. It's an issue, it's a problem, and I work to make it better every day. How do I work to make it better? I self-reflect, by the way. Self-reflection is one of the greatest tools you can have. Just want to touch on this briefly. Self-reflection, I've talked about it previously in podcasts, but it's a very simple thing. And again, you watching this are so fucking lazy, you probably won't do it. But I challenge you to do this. If you actually are watching this to make your life better in some way, or you have any belief whatsoever in what I'm saying, I challenge you, 5 minutes every night, go to your desk, kitchen table, edge of your bed, outside patio, whatever, somewhere quiet and alone. I'd like you to close your eyes, and I would like you to go over your day mentally, from the time that you woke up until the time that you go to bed. What'd you screw up? What'd you fuck up? What mistakes did you make? What stupid things did you do? Now, once you've done that, write it down. Have the balls to write down your mistakes before bed. When you go to bed, your brain will then be processing and thinking. It's going to say, wow, I just identified these problems. What solutions can we create? Now, I do this every night, and believe me, we don't know where our thoughts come from. We don't know where ideas come from, guys. But I promise you that by me writing down my failures every day, my mistakes, my fuck-ups, my uselessness every day, when I write that down, my brain always has come up with solutions to cure those problems. It doesn't matter what it is. I will always generate some form of a solution. And now, I'm not special. You can do this too. It's pretty simple. If you have trouble, one of your mistakes in the morning is you wake up late every day and you hit the snooze button every day. Here's a simple answer for you. Put the alarm clock in a different room where you can still hear it. Then set 3 alarms to go off at the identical time.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that? No. That's going to suck. Is it going to take you 5 minutes to do that? Yes, it is. Is it going to make sure you wake up on time? Yes, it will. If you're groggy in the morning, and that seems to impede your progress in the morning, have a caffeine pill. Have a cup of coffee. Take a cold shower. Go for a jog. These are all things that are not hard to do, and you people will really look me in the fucking eye and tell me you can't do that. Yes, you can. Anyone can. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, sure.
Don't care what health problems you have. I don't care what medicine you're on. I don't care what psychological problems you have. I don't care if you don't have fucking legs. Yes, you can.
And there are many examples of people that have overcome
Yes.
huge adversities and disabilities, and they're amazing. You just go on the internet and you find such inspirational, motivational stories, and then you're like, okay, they could do it. Yeah.
Goes back to that rock up the hill.
Yeah.
See, I take that rock pushing it up the hill. It's too light. Too goddamn light. I'm barely bleeding.
Yeah.
I add some rocks to it. Make it harder. And I swear to God, if I ever get to a plateau on that fucking mountain, if I ever reach the goddamn peak of that fucking mountain, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that fucking rock and I'm going to push it back down to the bottom. And then I'm going to start pushing the fucking thing back up a different mountain. That's life.
Yeah.
Now, here's what we do. We've established you're alone. Now, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about the fact that no one fucking cares about you? What are you going to do about the fact that nobody's coming to save you? What are you going to do about the fact that nobody's suddenly going to give you all the money and things that you want? What are you going to do about the fact that you have a disease or a broken bone or something which is stopping you from succeeding? What are you going to do about it? You going to cry, bitch, hide in a corner, be depressed, take medication, be sad, victim, poor me? Or how about this? How about every day we do one goddamn thing which is difficult to do, which will make our life better? Does not have to be anything crazy. Doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Doesn't have to be really anything even big. Changes do not come in your life from this one 5K you did this year. Changes don't come from the one competition that you have. Changes come from what you do every single day. We all have 24 hours. Every single person in this world who's ever been born has exactly the same amount of fucking time. You're not special. How are you going to use your 24 hours?
And again, going back to where you're saying the changes, you're not asking like 2 hours a day of, all of a sudden doing these horrific exercises. It's just a little bit every day, and just improve upon that little bit. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes every day.
That goes back to ego, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't really talk about personal clients, but I will tell you that every single client I have ever trained the past 9 years, every single one of them, I would give them a very, very simple task that they could very easily do. And they would tell me that they couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I would like you to do push-ups for 1 minute. Now, this is coming from somebody who can clearly do a minimum of probably 10 or 15 push-ups. She would be able to do 10 push-ups. Now, 10 push-ups for a minute? No, you're going to have to swallow your ego. You're going to have to do a push-up, wait a few seconds, do another push-up, wait a few seconds, do another push-up, wait a few seconds. Maybe you only get 8 push-ups in a minute. I don't care. You fucking tried.
You tried, right?
It was 1 minute. You did your best. I cannot ask any more than that. But then I will send them home. And I will say, okay, from now on I'd like you to do 1 minute of push-ups every day. And we're going to start with 8. So tomorrow you're not allowed to do less than 8, okay? 1 minute. Well, weeks will go by and the push-ups will never get done. Now, does she have 1 minute? Yeah, she's got a lot more than 1 minute. What's the problem? The problem is she's afraid. She's terrified. She has turned that 1 minute of push-ups into monsters. Big, big, scary monster. Okay? I can't do 1 minute of push-ups. It hurts. Causes me to breathe hard. I don't like it. I'm not going to do it. Now, that is a person who has no motivation, no purpose, and who does not understand that nothing's going to change unless they change it. She's waiting for me to call her and text her and say, hey, do those push-ups. I'm not going to. You're on your own. I've told you what to do to succeed. It's not my fucking job to babysit you. Are you a baby, or do you actually want to change your life? The people who succeed, it just goes back to what you said. The people who succeed, they'll get their leg cut off. They'll have a mental disorder. They'll be depressed. They'll be in a car accident. They'll rip their muscles off their fucking bones. Okay? They'll have deaths in the family. They'll have their whole family die. Do you think they stop? No. Do you know what the difference is? The difference is mindset. The difference is no matter what happens, I am the only person alone with myself all day. I am the only person who gets to talk to myself all day. I'm the only one privy to my thoughts. And I'm the only person in this entire world who gives a shit if I have a good life or not. I don't think anybody in this world is happy where they are. And if you are, I will not say good for you. Because if you're happy where you are, you've lost the battle.
Well, you always need to want more.
You have to want
You
more,
always
or
need
you're
to want
dead.
more.
You're
Yeah.
fucking dead.
I mean, what's the purpose of that?
If I'm having a talk with somebody, and I'm trying to help them, and they say to me, "Oh, I'm very happy. Actually, my life is perfect. It's a great life," and I look at them, they're 150 pounds overweight. They're depressed. They look like shit. They have a terrible life.
Yeah.
They're going to sit there, "Oh, I'm happy. I got a great life. Everything's perfect." No, that's fake optimism.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. why don't you look in the goddamn mirror? Now, I'm not telling everybody to be a ripped bodybuilder. I'm not telling everybody to be a gym rat. I'm not telling everybody you have to eat chicken and rice every meal. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you should care enough about your fucking self that you take care of yourself. It's cliche, guys, but you only have one goddamn body. You don't get another one. You only have one life. You don't get another one. What's wrong with you people?
Well, not only physically challenge yourself, but mentally.
Yeah, mentally
challenging
is
yourself
more
is
important than
very
physical.
important.
Is more
Yeah.
important, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I have dementia in my family, and he's always pushing me, right? He's always pushing me to do like mental exercises, but it's very important. It's the physical and the mental stimulation that you need. But it's like we go back to it. You just gotta challenge yourself, even if it's a small challenge every day. Just do something that you don't like doing, that you can overcome. And then once you overcome it, that sense of accomplishment is amazing. It's great.
And it propels you to do another thing.
Oh, absolutely. But you go back to the successful people. Every successful person will tell you they have failed and have gotten up and tried it again. They have had struggles, they have had failures. And that's how they succeed. That's how they accomplish.
People have a negative relationship with failure. I don't understand it in the slightest.
No, nobody wants to fail.
But it doesn't make... This is one of those things that doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't... You know what I mean?
I just think it's it's how you react to the failure.
But people don't even fail. You know what I mean? Like
I see what you're saying.
How often do you actually see somebody fail?
Yeah. Well,
I almost never do.
Yeah.
Because in order to fail, you have to do one of two things. You have to either bite off more than you can actually chew, or you have to overextend yourself in some manner that you didn't know you did. So let's just talk about exercise.
Okay.
So exercise-wise, I don't see anyone fail. I mean, I went to gyms. I have my own gym now, obviously, but I went to gyms for the better part of 18 or 20 years. But believe me, I've been to a lot of gyms. I've seen a lot of gyms. I've been thrown out of a lot of gyms. But how many people do you ever see actually failing, like actually training hard?
Not many. Well, before I trained with you, I wasn't failing.
Well, you weren't either. Yeah, you didn't know any idea what it was. That's a good topic. Why the hell didn't you? I mean, like, what's going on?
Well, I think it's just probably lack of knowledge. But, you go in, you do your sets. Okay, I did 3 sets of 12, and, you get a burn, and you think, okay, that's good. Because it's uncomfortable. After that, you're like, oh, I'm going to hurt myself, or, it's very uncomfortable. But it really is failing the muscle, and I think it's more lack of knowledge, and also getting to that point of being uncomfortable. I mean, it hurts, but I've come to that realization, and now that unless I get to that point, I don't feel that I'm really doing a good workout.
Well, you're not.
Right.
All right, so to touch briefly on what failure is, I'll be echoing a lot of other people when I say this, but try to keep it simple to a good explanation. Failure, let's use the bicep curl. So if you do it properly, like 100% properly, your upper arm is in a 10-degree outside of neutral position, your shoulder does not move, you use zero swinging and zero momentum, you start completely with a straight arm, you raise the arm all the way up as much as you're able to, nice and quick, you lower it slowly for 4 seconds. And you do that until you no longer can do that, at which point in time you have something like kind of a partial range of motion where you can't get it the last 3, 4, 5, 6 inches. Well, you keep going until you can't even raise your arm a single inch. Then you have somebody else come over, pick up the weight, bring it to the top portion of the movement, and then you control the descent of the weight a few more times, at which point in time, just so we're clear, you're in a lot of pain, that muscle is lit on fire, it's cramping, it's tortured, you wanted to stop 30 reps ago. Okay, and then when you are finally done, you can't move your arm.
That's a great feeling.
That's failure.
Yeah.
If you don't do exactly that, you're not failing. Now, I'm not telling people who don't go to the gym to do this. This takes time to build up to this. Everyone has their own level of intensity. It takes a long time to get up to this level of intensity. If you are just starting to work out, you don't need to do that. You do need to learn how to do that. You do need to learn proper movements, and then you can slowly increase your intensity over time. The problem is when you train to failure like this, it's hard.
It is hard.
And no one is going to push you to go till failure unless you do.
Yes.
Again, you are alone. You can have a training partner, you can have a personal trainer, you can have a coach, you can have whatever, and they can watch you and make sure that you're going to failure, but guess what? You can trick them. You can lie, you can pretend it's harder than it is, you can be dramatic, okay?
And not only that, they're not going to always be there.
They're not always going to be there.
Always be there.
No.
They're going to
So
be there forever.
when you're doing your exercise, you have to do it to failure. You do. No one can make you do that. Just like learning exercise, nobody's going to make you learn how to exercise correctly. If you want to go to the gym for years, get no results, keep fucking around, getting personal trainers who don't know what they're doing, not have any form of plan, no nutrient tracking, no being careful with what you eat, you're not tracking your sets, you're not tracking your reps, you don't have a progressive plan for your workout, I can tell you right now, you are going to make exactly zero progress forever. Forever. Or conversely, you could just, take a week and learn, take another week and practice, and then start killing yourself in the gym, get results really fast. But you have to swallow your ego, which means you have to be willing to learn. You have to be willing to admit that you're an idiot and you don't know how to train. You have to be willing to admit that you don't know anything about food. You have to be willing to admit these things. Most people, even if you're 300 fucking pounds, you'll look me in the face and say, everything's great, I know exactly what I'm doing. I could lose this weight so easy if I tried. I could look just like that guy if I tried. When I feel like it, I could do it so easy.
Then do it.
Then do it.
Then do it.
I hear it on a daily basis. When I decide to, it'll be so easy for me. I'm just not ready yet. When I choose to, I can drop weight so fast. Okay, well, I've known you for 6 years. When are you going to decide to do that?
Well, now the excuse now is the holidays.
The excuse
Well,
now is the holidays,
okay.
it's COVID.
It's one day.
People are still using COVID as an excuse. I still, to this day, have people using COVID as an excuse to me.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't. These people will find any excuse. But guys, let's wrap up this video. I'd like to kind of wrap this up on a more positive note. I know I've been yelling at you for a while now. The reason I'm yelling at you, just, I am frustrated. I am personally frustrated. I am an empathetic person. I want to help people. I'm trying my best to help people. I cannot help somebody who will not help themselves. I can give you a website full of all of the latest scientific data that I have simplified down for you. Website full of articles and tools.
They're great.
You don't need me. Go to my website. It has everything you need.
Yes.
If you do it, you don't need money. You don't need to hire somebody. You don't need to pay somebody. You don't need a trainer. You don't need a coach. You don't need a nutritionist. You need to go to my website, do what it says, do it yourself, do it for yourself. You don't need anyone. Just go do it. Do it for you. Do it for your family. Do it for the people who love you and don't want to see you being unhealthy. Do it for all of those things. No one's coming to save you. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 10, 15, 20, 50, or 80. No one's coming to save you. No one's coming to put the food in your mouth. No one is going to put on your gym clothes and push you in there. No one. No one. You are alone, which gives you power like you wouldn't believe. The fact that nobody cares about you means you can do anything you want. If you're at a job where people don't like you and you're not appreciated, get a new job. If you're in a relationship where you're not happy, get a new relationship.
Yeah.
It's not hard. It's not complicated. I know change is hard. I understand that. How many times in life have you had an uncomfortable change forced upon you? And you still are alive. You still made it through. Now, what do you think is going to happen if you consciously choose to get the bad thing out of your life? If you consciously choose to improve your life, what do you think is going to happen? That will happen. Exactly that will happen. In the beginning, yeah, swallow your ego. It's going to be painful. Yes. Can you do it? Yes. If I can do it, seriously, if I can do it, you have no reason. Believe me, guys, growing up, you don't want to know. If I can do it, you can do it. Don't lie to me, and more importantly, do not lie to yourself. Yes, you absolutely can. Everyone struggles, everyone suffers, everyone's in pain, everyone's alone. Everyone can improve themselves. If you have something in your life you're not happy about, guys, just start changing it. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I'm not talking hours. I'm not talking days. That's not what I'm doing. Every day, you are what your day is. You are what your schedule is, and you are what your routine is. If you include 5 minutes of reading, 5 minutes of studying, and 5 minutes of exercise, that is 15 minutes more than you've done the day before. And guess what? You can keep adding to that when you get more comfortable with that 15 minutes. Guys, you can. Yes, you can. Stop looking at me telling me you can't. Stop looking in the mirror saying you can't. Stop telling your friends you can't. Shut your mouth, isolate yourself, and just get to work. Okay? Now, I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. That's about it for me. Jackie, thank you for coming.
Oh, my pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Always
Sorry
fun.
you had to hear me ranting
Well, I'm
again
used to
today.
that, so.
But you are used to it, thank God. But anyways, guys,
It's all good.
I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope you listened, even if you didn't enjoy it. And I hope you will please take my advice, because I am one of those very few people who actually gives a shit. Now, I care
He
about
does.
myself a lot more, obviously, but I do care about you guys too.
He does.
Now, guys, please start saving your own life. Get to work, okay? Right now. Right fucking now, okay?
All right. Take care.
Bye.